you're hurting and broken within, overwhelmed.
With yourself for me is kind of, when I think about it, it's like knowing yourself, getting to know yourself all over again. Like really getting to date yourself and have a love affair with yourself. It's a sacred and unique time that you cannot parse or exchange with anyone else, because it's a time where no other mortal being, no other person is given permission to access, interfere, or have a say in your personal, spiritual, and spiritual, emotional, mental, and physical journey of getting to honestly know yourself, knowing who you are, whom's you are, what you are, and what you want to become in the future. It's basically you saying, you know what, I'm ready to access this weapon of mass destruction within myself, because once it kind of emerges out, you become that force to be reckoned with. And the reason I say that is because being in touch with yourself forces you first to accept your flaws, accept your imperfections, accept your mistakes, accept bad decisions that have landed you in very compromising positions in your past. And also, but at the same time, the beauty of the process is that it also gets you to a point where you better understand, or you better rediscover your gifts again, your talents and your strengths, and you put them in better use than you did before, and you learn to kind of build a foundation, and you learn that it's more like an immunization, right? That causes you to be immune to all things around you that are not worth your time and attention, ladies. All the negativities, all the he says, her says, all the gossips, all those things that are not immensely there to break you. You know, when you know yourself and you're in touch with yourself, you learn how to isolate yourself from such things and what breaks you at the same time. It's knowing what ticks you off and what tickles your fancies at the same time. And it's you knowing what hurts you and what comforts you, what you like versus what you don't like, what you allow in your life and what you will never allow. It's your ability to build and set boundaries in your life, because now you've met the real you, you've met the real being. Being in touch with yourself is really just allowing yourself to meet you, allowing yourself to know you, allowing yourself to find refuge in a whole new discovery of whom you are. It's setting foundations for yourself and boundaries. It's becoming that force that people will struggle to reckon with and place, because now you know exactly what you want in life, and you know exactly who you are, you know your identity. So that's it from us. We love you, and we hope that was helpful.
Hi guys, my name is Nolita Pumlomo. Firstly, I'd like to thank Iwe House Walker on the opportunity to speak on their YouTube channel on a mental health topic which deals with how does being in touch with yourself help you fight your demons better. So quickly, when we speak about demons, I'm not referring to any spiritual demons, but rather personal demons. So those includes things like insecurities, any past traumas that you might have, any fears, self-doubt or pain that you might have experienced either in your childhood or adulthood. In fact, any negative connotations that surround your life at the moment. First things first, every answer to helping yourself requires you to face those demons head on. If you are able to face those demons head on, it makes it easier for you to then know what you're working with. Secondly, you need to get to know yourself better. Once you are able to identify the true self or the real you, you are able to then shed light on those specific demons so that you know exactly what you're dealing with. list them. If it means writing them down in a diary, do so. Once you're able to shed light on those problems, you know exactly what you're dealing with. Another thing that I would suggest is identify what triggers those emotions. Know that if I'm in a certain space, then I'm able to say I get triggered when I'm surrounded by a group of people. So I will avoid places that don't serve my energy anymore. So if you are able to confront parts of you that you would prefer would disappear, it means you've taken a step further in getting to know yourself better. It will be a painful experience. When you deal with past traumas especially, there's nothing easy, and it's not a matter of just waking up and then within the click of a finger, you're able to say, no, I'm done and dusted with that problem, moving on to the next one. No. That is why I'm saying let's start with getting to know yourself better, so that by the time you reach the process of the pain, allow yourself to feel it. Allow yourself to feel the healing that will be happening in your life at the moment. Once you're able to face that feeling rather than denying it, then you are able to get through it better. One thing I want to leave with you guys, which is most important to me: offer forgiveness to the parts of yourself that need it the most. Thank you so much again for this opportunity. And
Hi, my name is Nandi Pangondana, and I will be answering your question posed by the lovely ladies of Iwe House Yoga about how does being in touch with yourself help fight your demons. You know? So for me, it helps. Being in touch with yourself helps when you know where you've been and you know where you want to be. Whenever I feel like I'm in the darkest of places and I feel like I'm ready to give up, I'm ready to possibly take my life at times, I think of how far I have come and how many things that I have passed through. And I think mostly about how surviving certain things has made me stronger, and I take strength from things that are daily in my life. And fighting demons is a constant thing, whereas I am still fighting demons. So I always check myself by looking at how far I've come and how further I still need to go, and what I need to do for myself mentally and emotionally to ensure that I get to where I want to go. And also finding strength in small things around me. I always find things that heal, or not necessarily heal me, but these things would possibly make the load feel a little bit lighter. Losing the most important people in my life, or not getting what I want, or not being where I want at a certain point, I find comfort in certain things, and in most times I find comfort in music. The last time I did an interview with the ladies, I was asked what is my song, my favorite song, the song that takes me out of the darkest, like it really heals me, lifts up my spirit. And I said that was Andra Day, Rise Up. And that song for me has taken me out of the most darkest spaces. I've been unhappy at a job, and that song did the most. It was a daily thing for me to listen to that song every morning just to get a great boost. So that is my...
Hi, my name is Sia. Nwali raised a very interesting topic here. The importance of being in connection with yourself and being content with yourself. First and foremost, I would say I believe that the moment you know who you are and start to accept who you are, that is when you begin to live. For instance, I'm that kind of a person who likes spending time with myself, because that is where I reflect a lot, and that is when I get to speak to God, and that is where I make important decisions. So for me, I know that I'm just that kind of a person who loves who loves me time and also spending time with God, and it is where I withdraw my strength. So the moment I miss having this time to myself, then I start to feel lost. So it is very important for me to venture into that territory. Sometimes this alone time comes by choice, or when God allows us to go through rejection, stress, pain, so that we can be isolated. And through isolation we get to discover our inner power. And I believe that when we are isolated, we get refreshed, and there's self-discovery in isolation. There's deliverance in isolation, because God talks to us about our faults, and during this time we get to learn, we gain new knowledge. So I love this alone time because there's absolutely no way that you can spend time with yourself and not talk to God. So it also leads us to prayer. And then coming back to the topic about being content with yourself. You can't just be content with yourself without first being in connection with yourself. So all this connection with self, it is through God. So by seeking Him, when you seek God, you can only seek God when you are isolated. So you seek God through isolation, and this brings